Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the third hour here of Once Upon a Game. We're playing Tall Pines by Miles himself. So, you made a
Yeah.
game. You made a game thing, and that's super fun. So, all right, let's get back into it.
Jump into the third act here. I will deal out some cards for you folks.
Awesome.
Solid. And let me get the close out as well. Sorry about that. All right. And so this close is going to be when shit gets real. It says, "This is not where you fell asleep, and you know as soon as you wake up that something's wrong. As your eyes adjust, a face swims into view, the killers, and you realize you're tied to something. As you feel the bonds give a little. So that's where we're gonna end this thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Act three, when shit gets real. So yeah, you'll probably notice that kind of a tone in the cards too. Everything's a little more decisive. So yeah, same deal. Just look through your hand, see what grabs you.
So these little prompts here,
Mm-hmm.
are we supposed to start there or we can start wherever we want?
What do you mean? Oh, like if you
It's like
work up to the thing that's happening on the card.
we haven't once mentioned what happens on the card, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. They're
Okay.
there to inspire you, really. You know,
It's
they
just
don't
for inspiration, not
exactly.
actually setting the scene.
You
Okay,
got
cool.
I think I'll begin.
it. Sweet.
So, obviously, this is the manhunt for the father. What was the guy's name?
Professor Hornwood.
No, but I'm sorry, not the priest.
I thought the person who was like, I did it." Wasn't that the professor?
Yeah, it's Professor Horwood.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? Like in my whole head, I thought because you're reading Act Two close, that was the priest who was admitting this. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
no, that's my. What's going on? My okay, that's okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So Professor Hornwood. Okay, so we're looking for Professor Hornwood. Um, and I think. Oh man, this is actually perfect. Um, there's a thick, dense fog covering the city, and so people have their lights out. We hear the sounds of like canine dogs barking and stuff, trying to find Professor Hornwood, right? And I think we kind of look around, and I think this is more just like a kind of a not a lot of talking going on in this scene, but you hear a lot of like just my like the chatter of like did you look over here kind of stuff. But then we pass like the various storefronts, and I think we see some memories of the kids who passed away. And so I think we see something like a like a picture of them or whatever, being like we won't forget you, Connor Troy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you would be up in front of the diner or something like that, right? Like, it's a nice little memorial thing, and like we see various things like that throughout the town as we're looking for Professor Hornwood, but I don't know if I think the results are inconclusive. I don't think
Oh,
they're
I
gonna
think
find
I
them.
think they find something. I think the flashlights are, we get the flashlights bobbing through the fog in the trees, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then there's dogs barking. We've got something over here,
Hmm.
and they, people kind of come through the fog, and you see them like, the sheriff and the federal agent, come out of the fog from opposite directions into this clear spot in the fog where there's a railroad car just sat in the middle of the woods. Like there's no tracks, there's no way for it to have got to here. There's dense trees around, and it's stenciled with the Jacob Mill. It's got their logo on the side of the car. the agent, or the sheriff, I think, steps up and pulls the door open. The agent's there with her flashlight up, and inside is what looks like it's like it's all metal surfaces. It's like countertops and lab equipment and
Yeah.
beakers and things.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good. I was about to say, wait a second. On the back of it, or like on inside the car, is the pharmaceutical company's name?
yeah.
Also,
Oh.
on one side is the pharma company, and the other side is the mill.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's got any other bits there.
Yeah, I think like they're searching this railroad car, and obviously there's doors on both sides of the railroad car, and they open it from the inside, and opens up into another room, which shouldn't actually work that way because of the laws of physics.
Like it's bigger on the inside. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, and this room is I want to say like it's a laboratory where like the plain glass window and a bunch of recording equipment, and then there's like little boxes where they could pump in gas, and we see inside of there uh, hmm, I think it's let's say it's Albert. And Albert is in there with Cassidy, and they both seem to be passed out.
Mhm.
Ooh. Um. I think around them are some of the black pills mixed with yellow.
Just scattered.
Yeah. It's the only other detail I think I have.
And
Cool.
I think that the experimentation chamber looks like rocky caverns and a dirt
Mhm.
floor.
Yeah.
Is that our scene?
Yeah, I think that's seen, and we seen there.
Nice.
So if the federal agent witnessed the town's pain, we flip her.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yes.
definite yes.
Yeah. That was intentional.
Red, red, blue. Is that anybody?
No.
All right. We may go. It may be a one secret game. It's funny. Like the more players you have, the more likely those are to flip and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I guess I draw their card. Doo-doo.
Yeah, this game goes up to like 6. Man, well, I think I've got a scene.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think this is a scene for Sheriff Brady, and it's we're in like we kind of pan over like details of a bachelor pad, right? Like it's like a countertop with like dirty dishes in the sink and like a couple of like empty beer cans. One's like crushed and half turned over. Like uh, so a pile of laundry that's not put away. Stuff just kind of a little crappy. And it's like obviously a trailer, like a double wide or something. And we're kind of zooming through, and we come to like into a room where the sheriff's sitting on a bed, and we just see his like back and shoulders, and he's got his head in his hands, and he's like rubbing his temples. Um, and we get up close to his back, and then a set of woman's hands like lay on his shoulders, and start to rub his shoulders, and he puts his hand on one of the hands and says, looks up, and the camera pans out, and he's looking up to Madame Zarasta, And this, Tina, I just don't know what to do. It's these kids, I swear, it's like they're doing it to themselves. These drugs. What can you see? And hey, Will, you want to be Madame Zarasta?
Yeah, sure. This is really funny because this is the exact relationship I wanted to set up.
Yay!
So she's massaging his shoulders and says, um, I managed to get a sample of the drugs, and I've been trying to figure out what they made them out of. I don't know where Professor got these materials from.
The things it's doing to these kids, it's I don't know, it's like nothing I've ever seen. The change, none of them are violent, nothing like this. It's it's unearthly.
But the pills we found just recently are different.
The yellows.
I think we don't have a choice. I think we have to find out what the difference is. Maybe then we can understand what the plan is.
You're saying we should take them?
I think so.
He like reaches into the pocket of his jacket that's like hanging over a chair and pulls out like an evidence bag. Right, he's got just like the scatter of pills from the train car. Is do you know how many they take?
Just one.
He like
And
shakes.
she reaches in and she takes one and picks up a bottle of scotch off the counter. It says,
Mm-hmm.
and they usually take a bit of alcohol. She begins mixing them both, the drink.
Figures. All right. Well, if we're gonna do this, at least tomorrow's Saturday.
Clink.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, and I think it's almost like instantaneous, right? He feels like he's a kid again, right? Like the sheriff. It's like this really vivid experience. He's still there with Madam,
Mm-hmm.
but they're somewhere else. They're out in nature, and she's young too. But he feels strongly. He's been here before, and this is a memory of his. And it's like midsummer, and it's a midsummer night, and it's like really warm, and he's got just like a tank top, and is feeling the wind over his skin, and he looks up and is seized by this terror because he knows what's coming next, and the light starts to like gradually comes over the field, this oval of light uh, illuminating the grass, and he doesn't want to look up to what's causing it.
Yeah.
um, and it inches closer and closer, and it like gets where it's going to envelop him, and he looks over and Madame Zrast is not there, and he looks up and yeah, the oval of light is like one of those yellow pills, and he kind of falls back, and he's woken up. It's morning now. Madam's gone. She's left a note. It says, "Gone to get the professor." I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn it. I have to bring this all together somehow.
Well, don't feel too much pressure. We're gonna we're gonna see the killer in the last scene anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So it's Professor Hornwood and the Fraternal Order.
Oh, it's one of my favorite cards.
Yeah. And Professor Hornwood is part of the Fraternal Order. Um, and he's discussing with them what's about to happen. And the Fraternal Order are like little green men. And I think Professor Hornwood is saying Madame Zarasta is on her way here right now.
Yeah, to the professor.
We'll have to eliminate her when she knows the truth. She won't join with us willingly.
I mean, I don't have to add anything to the scene. I mean, you really just said what it's on the scene here.
Yeah,
Maybe,
pretty much.
well, maybe I think there's actually just a ritual phrase that the group says, something like "blood silences blood" or something like that. And I think that's all I need to add.
They all say it in their little Martian voices.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And yeah, I think Madame Zarara shows up, but she's not alone. Agent Lou and Cassidy is also with her. And the madam comes in first and says, I know what you've been doing. And now it's going to end. And the Fraternal Order I think what happens is they actually cut their wrists, and this gas comes out of their veins and fills the room. And Madame Zarastra and Agent Lou and Cassidy all start choking. But also Professor Hornwood is as well.
It takes like, you know, uh, just a few minutes for them to fall unconscious, right? Just a few moments. They're all on the floor, and the little green men are just kind of standing there, hands behind their backs, watching. You know, or even the one hand exposed, it's still bleeding, right? And letting out the gas.
Well, the gas is their blood.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, they all kind of like cover their arms. The room starts to clear. Then yeah, they file out and into like a little hallway, and it's a like white hallway, and it's like human sized, you know. Um, and they like push through one set of doors and another set of swinging doors, and then into like a washroom, and they all start like pick up little sponges and little bits of like baby oil and stuff, and start cleaning the green makeup from their faces, and detaching the little apparatus from their wrists. And yeah, one of them says to the other, and he's got a Brooklyn accent. Says, "I don't know if I'm cut out for this performance art stuff. This is a little weird." They're like, "Hey, it's a steady paycheck. Don't ask questions." And yeah, they I think maybe there's like a little bit of montage of them like changing out of the weird space suits and putting on regular clothes and being kind of ferried onto a bus and rolled out of town.
I think Peter's the bus driver.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the pharmaceutical company logo on the side.
Right.
What is the logo? What is the company? Like,
Well, obviously it's this
Health-
duck
yeah.
thing.
okay.
Oh, it's the dead bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, obvi. It's a misshapen bird, stylized.
It's obviously it's the outline of it, so it's not entirely clear what it is.
Affleck.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that scene there, partner?
Yeah.
I think so.
That was weird.
It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird.
I think that's all of our scenes too, right?
Yeah.
The therapist didn't really discuss the victim's problems. No flip. Anybody gray, red?
No.
What are your guys? What colors are they? I feel like we've been through so many combos.
Mine is
Gray,
blue.
blue.
I'm sorry. So yours is gray, blue, and what's yours, Miles?
Blue, gray.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that takes us to the close, the final scene of the game. It says, whoever last fell asleep sitting up starts a new scene with this prompt. I'd rather not do the last scene and start the last scene because I've played this game a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably Eric.
No, it's not.
This is a streamer thing.
No, it's absolutely not me. I think it's Will. We all know how you
Okay.
feel.
Yeah, I fall asleep, but only for a second.
That's what they all say.
Always alert.
I sleep, but I'm
I
alert.
just go.
Yeah.
Then it's okay again. This is not where you fell asleep.
Oh, and I will let you
And
know.
you know as soon as you wake up that something is wrong. As your eyes adjust, face swims into view, the killers, and you realize you're tied to something.
And so the shame is high in the discard pile right now. So we'll include the killer running away with a protagonist. That's what's on the back of the thing.
Okay, so is Professor Hornwood definitely the killer?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, dude. It's your scene. It's. I mean,
sure.
I have it. Yeah, like I have an idea, but I want to hear. It's your scene.
So I think it is Professor Hornwood running away, but he's running away over that idyllic field of the youth where Madame Zarastra disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Only now it's covered with like a sea of roses. And I think he picks up one of the roses, and that is symbolically Madame Zarastra.
And you see like flashes of her like wearing wear her red scarf like flapping in the breeze and
the scarf had
floral
symbols of roses, or like there's a rose on her business card.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's a yellow card with red roses. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there was a rose on her fortune teller tent and on her purse. These are all details I should have added earlier, but with the magic of reverse editing, it works. And he's running away with the rose. But the rose has cut his thumb, and he's leaving a trail of blood as the credits roll.
Wow.
That seems cool.
When are we doing season 2?
Oh, hey, anytime. I'm here for it. Um, yeah, that was great, you guys.
Wow.
Really cool.
It's a really cool game. I really like how it's just like very much just like pick this. How many other types of protagonists are there?
There are like 9 protagonists right now.
Okay.
So there's like Lot
Okay.
Lady, there's the handyman dude, and there's
Oh.
the spoiled rich girl, right?
Oh, nice. These are all. Oh, that's all good. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's like it's readily expandable, right? Like there's definitely an X-Filesy hack of this I have too, and other things.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Eureka hack?
I really like this. I really like the you give just I think it's just enough guidance while the rest of the cards are able to remain like tarot-y. You know what I mean? Like they're very, very interpretable, which I think is perfect.
Yeah.
I realized that we didn't engage so much with a lot of the literal parts of the rules in some parts, and I want to ask you if you saw that too, Miles. And what
How do you mean?
I feel like we didn't engage too much. We obviously did in some regards, but answering a lot of the or maybe not answering is the right word. Gunning to answer, or like really trying to answer the questions on our protagonist cards, for instance.
Right. Yeah. Like the do this and flip this over.
Yeah, like sometimes we wouldn't do it because it. Yeah.
And it takes a little more. A 3-person game of this is really tight. And so it's a small number of scenes, and like when it's 4 or 5 or 6 people, you've got a lot more room to kind of stretch out and
Yeah, that's
know?
a super, super good point. Now that I'm thinking about it now, yeah. Oh yeah, because that's probably why. Because I'm like, man, you have such a limited number of shots to like make sure you hit those things, and
I mean,
yeah,
it'll
but
trigger
the larger game,
more secrets too.
Exactly. Yeah, with 6 players, like pretty much everybody plays their secrets. Like everyone's gonna get a chance to do their secrets.
But I had 3 chances to trigger my secret, and I just didn't because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, like it came up and you just missed it?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, I mean it's a little different when it's in front of you on the table too. Like it pops a little
more. The weird thing is that the symbol cards don't have a suit.
Yeah.
And I think if you added one only for 3-player games.
Yeah, it would make them happen more. Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, thank you for that. Because it works. It works in the small game, and I'm actually trying to figure out how to do this as a 2Z game as well. But like,
oh yeah, well, that's going to be hard, my friend.
Yeah, totally. Because you can't generate enough weird between just 2 people. Like, yeah,
it's usually really hard.
I don't know about that. But...
There's something that it's like it's hard to keep surprising each other.
Yeah, constantly. Yeah. This I think this game would definitely benefit from a second playthrough by me. Now that I'm more familiar with it.
Sure.
And this is the same kind of. So I played this game called Lovecraft-esque for a while, and it's very much like a same kind of like progressing Lovecraftian. You start introducing the weird, and with almost like unanimously every time we play that game for the very first time with new players, it's like, oh man, the next time I want to play this game, I want to introduce like a slower. I want to slow that drip of weird. Than the first one. And I feel like this game, I have the exact same idea of like, I would love to play this game with like really like subtle,
keep it mundane,
really like more mundane, tighter, I guess more like tighter scenes in, so they're not super boring. But then like we just slowly by like Act 2 and stuff have like this more like kind of draw. That's like
I'm really surprised.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's super hard to do. But
I'm really surprised that you end with seeing the murderer. Like that's just such a jump.
What's that?
It's just really surprising you end with seeing the murderer, like because that forces it to have a conclusion and forces it to answer questions.
Well, yeah, that's like what we're doing.
This is a really strange choice.
I don't think it's that strange. But,
yeah, I mean, and I've definitely had it got like because it's all so open to interpretation. I've seen it where the direction on the final card says you find the killer doing something or whatever, because there's other act endings too, right?
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it all shows
See,
the killer, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But the
sure.
killer's been like I had the killer be a flock of birds in one game that I played at Comic-Con, right? Or like a room
That
of
sounds
fire
awesome.
in town. Like,
See, what I thought, like, for example, if it was my scene and I was going to do that one, I would have had the killer be the pharmaceutical company and Hawthorne's just an agent for them, right?
Right,
And
'cause
then it
that's
would have
the
been
mundane
a
answer.
broader, no, it would have been a broader
a
answer. It would
huge
have been like,
conspiracy, right? Like that's what I was.
exactly. It's a broader conspiracy than that one person. So then having a scene with a killer actually just means a scene with the pharmaceutical company, which could be very like, oh, it was, you know, it was like more overt than what it was and stuff. So like, you know, there's different ways of playing it. Just how like I was looking at my cards and I had like massive regret. I had Instruments of Evil, and I wish I played that instead of Murder Begets Murder in the scene. But anyways, like there are like there's definitely like the spirit of in the moment. So usually, like, I mean, there's not. I don't think I was like upset with any of my choices I made, but there's definitely that spirit of the best answer I had was my second one in some ways. Only in this game,
like I could just retcon this. Like
I know, only because like we're seeing where it's going now, and it could be even better. That's only because we want a drive just to make, because we have this like idea in our head about having this thing have to be kind of tight knit-y in a way that's really rewarding.
But, I think I accidentally created a game that like has a really rich debrief, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Well, who did you think actually did it? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
What really
oh
happened?
my god, I know. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's super cool to have in a game. I mean, it's a game. I think. Look, I judge a game based on whether or not I want to play it again. You know what I mean? And I just like want to just pull this up. Like, I want to bring this out. This is a super fun game.
Awesome.
It's really easy. I feel like all I would need is and as far as the rules go that you taught us, just like, hey, here's the order of events, really. You know what I mean? Like, here's the first phase. Here, you know, here's what happens. Here's this, and go.
Is what you do in a scene.
Like the play sheet, yeah, right? Like a fiasco play sheet, and that's it, and just go. And like this is super fun. It's really easy. I really like the tarot aspects. I've been personally drawn more towards the tarot interpretive prompt style game anyways, so this is like right up my alley. And obviously I'm a big David Lynch fan, and so I really like the idea of telling a story as if it were a movie or a show anyways. So that's just it fits very well with my style of play. So it was a lot of fun, Miles.
Fantastic. I'm so glad to share it with you guys. I mean, like, thanks again for having me. This was a great time.
Yeah, this is great. Cool.
Oh man, you mentioned tarot. I'm like, can we play these cards upside down? Like, I played the reverse waterfall.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Yeah.
It's now flowing upwards. And what does that symbolically represent?
Yeah. I totally almost played the waterfall and had Jacob or Albert barf on the sheriff. I was like, he's just gonna lose it. He's just
gonna, that would have been oh wow. I didn't even think of that's really good, and I didn't even think of it. Oh man, that's really cool.
And like black stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Pills stuff. Yeah. Ugh. Wow. Awesome. So, Will, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me twitch.tv/GoldenWH. Right now we're playing Apocalypse World. And that's pretty much it. I'm hoping to get some new games going in the future. But right now it's just that.
Yeah. Cool. And Miles, what about you? What do you do?
Oh man, I mean, you can find me on the Twitter at Miles Gaboret, and I mean, I don't have a huge internet presence right now, right? Like, I'm getting ready to launch this Kickstarter for this game. It's really my first thing like this I've done. You know, I used to have a podcast way back in prehistory, but that's now defunct. So yeah, I mean, find me next week when I am just like viciously, as fast as I can, throwing links to my Kickstarter out on the internet.
Yeah, definitely hit me up. I'm gonna be, once I know that thing's going live, I follow you now on Twitter, and I'm definitely gonna pitch that out, because I like this game a lot, and I want other people to play it too.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Miles. And I'm Eric Vulgaris and everything. And thank you all so much for tuning out and watching it with us. And everyone on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out in the future times seeing this game. So hopefully you can see us at the Kickstarter, and you can support Miles and you want to play this game and do your own Twin Peaks adventures. So that's it for us today on Once Upon a Game. I'll be back tomorrow with some Blades in the Dark. So catch that at 1 p.m. here at twitch.tv/Eric Vulgaris. So take care, everybody. We'll be out of here.